minutes. There's something puzzling, something difficult to understand in the Parshas. First we want to, the Surah Tovah is opening up that all those Yidden can enjoy luxury and kashrus at the same time. It's opening up in Madasala very shortly, a restaurant under the ownership of Rabbi Khan. Everybody's invited to visit the restaurant. It's right on the corner of 42 and Broadway. You'll enjoy it very. It's opening up very, very shortly. The bracha not slachin. You won't be disappointed. But the Bani Shlem told Bilam, if the officers, the delegation from Balak came to you that you should that you should go with them, he says, kum lechitom, you should go with them. Later on, in the Parsha, it says the Bani Shlem chastised, he criticized Bilam. He says, why did you go with them? There's a difference between the two words, itom and imam. We mentioned before, the Chazal say that ein bein Gehenim leGan Eden el kechut haSayre. The difference between Gehenim and Gan Eden is just a hairbreadth. So when the Gedolim said, the difference is, we would think that in our conception, I mentioned before that the difference between Gehenim and Gan Eden, there couldn't be anything further apart, further than Mizrach Tzamayro. So far is Gehenim to Gan Eden. Somebody should be starting to go to Gan Eden. The difference is, two people can be doing the same thing, but each one has a different kavanah. The Bani Shlem told Bilam, kum leich itom. Itom and imam are two different adjectives. Itom means you go with your own machshavah, and the purpose, which is to sanctify the name of the Bani Shlem, have that in mind. That's itom. Imam is you should be wrapped up in their same ideology. It's two different. Just to clarify what we spoke about yesterday about superstition, that the difference between the father and the son. The father, who was very upset and tried to persuade his son not to undertake the trip because he saw a black cat running between him and his son, and he took that as some sort of indication, a sign, not from Bani Shlem, a sign that something, a black fortune, something, it won't be a good sort. What's taking place? It won't turn out well. So his father tried to persuade him not to go. So the father's intention, it was because he followed a sign which the Torah said you're not allowed to. He did it already. It was done. That he did already. Whether he was over Averi or not, but he did it already. The son, on the other hand, came to ask Yishayle. He says, I know you're not allowed to do things like that, but my father is going to be very upset if I go. And isn't there a mitzvah of kibbut avim? So the son was told that he can stay behind, doesn't have to go. And it's not because he is doing it because of superstition. He's doing it, he has a different kavanah. He is doing it because he didn't come the mitzvah of kibbut avim. It's not like his father telling him, you should go drive a car on Shabbos. So his father's going to be very upset. He's mad at him, angry if he doesn't drive the car on Shabbos. That's nothing to talk about. There's no kibbut avim there whatsoever. But here, he's just refraining from going on a trip because he doesn't want to hurt his father. He wants to be machab his father. So in a case like that, there's no question about it. The halach is that he's not over leisnachishu, that there's no witchcraft, nothing. What's no kisha whatsoever. The Gemara brings by Shimon's Fios. The Rebbeinu Shalom opened up the mouth of the donkey, of Bilam's donkey, and he spoke. The Gemara brings in Bab Metzia brings a story with Rabbi Yehuda Anosi, Judah the Prince. Judah the Prince was a calf, a kelbala, was escaped from the slaughterhouse and was about to be slaughtered. So he's looking for an asylum for Rabbi to behalten, and he hid himself under the capote of Judah the Prince. So when Judah the Prince saw the shochet running after him, and the kelbala running to hide behind him, so he took and he turned his capote aside. He said, "Lech lekach Tzaar." He said, "Go. That's what you were created for, to be slaughtered and beaten by human beings." So Gemara says, in heaven, he heard that he didn't have compassion on an animal. He was punished to suffer illness and excruciating pains for many years. The Gemara describes the pain. It was an incredible pain that he suffered for many years. And until one day, his housekeeper, the Gemara brings, was sweeping out a nest of weasels, and he said to her, "Wait, don't touch them." He said, "Leave them alone." He said, "You have to have compassion on animals also." So in heaven, in Himmel, Shemaim, they heard that he reached that level, that madrig of compassion for an animal. They said, "Enough! It's enough. He doesn't have to suffer anymore," and he was healed. So this is number one in the Torah, to have compassion for every creature that the Rebbeinu Shalom created. Leifel Hashem Piosin. The Rebbeinu Shalom opened up the mouth of the donkey, and the donkey spoke. There was a Yid, a gentleman, Yoine, was on the way to a very important appointment. He was going to get employment, and if he wasn't on time, he would suffer substantial loss. He noticed a cat caught on a fence and was in pain. He could feed a cat, but it would take time to be able to feed a cat. Then he'd come late for his appointment, and he'd lose the job. He would suffer monetary loss. Shaili is he ablig mechuyev? Does he have to suffer a monetary loss in order to help free that animal? Or that part doesn't have to, you should have compassion, but they should have a monetary loss. Is he to that degree, is he obligated mechuyev to undertake alleviating the pain of the animal? So the Gemara Babetzia brings a proof, a raya. There's a question whether Tzaar Balak deraisa or Rabbanan is having compassion for an animal. Is that a rabbinical ordination or biblical? So the Gemara brings a proof to substantiate that it's a biblical, because it says that someone sees a donkey that's loaded, and it's from the weight, it collapsed, it fell to the ground. So he has to. So it tells us that we have to help unload the donkey from that weight that's on his shoulders to free him from that pain. So we see from this Gemara that even though the passerby is obligated to help relieve the animal of his pain. In no way did he cause it. He didn't cause the pain. Yet, being that the animal is in pain, biblically, he's obligated to stop and help free the animal of pain. So here, also, we will have to say that it's a biblical ordination, even though he didn't cause the cat to get caught into the wire fence. He would have to help free even though if it's a biblical ordination, even at a cost, at money loss, you'd have to lose money in order to help it. Also, they substantiate that Tzaar Chaim is having compassion on animals, a biblical ordination. For we know that a farmer who has milking cows, they'll be milked on Shabbos. So if the cow is suffering, milking cow has to suffer extreme pain if its milking bags are loaded and they're not relieved. So the halach is that he can tell get a goy to come and relieve the animal, to milk it, so to relieve the pain. So being that he's permitted to tell a goy to come and milk the cow, that's an indication that it must be a biblical ordination, and therefore, in our case also, he would have to help as well. The Yaris also explains. He says that in Krishna we say that we feed you should feed your animals, and then you eat. So we have to feed our animal before we feed ourselves. Why? Because, Yavis explains, because the animal is in pain, he's hungry, and even though the one who's feeding him did not cause the animal the pain of being hungry, he still has to feed the animal. So this, Rabbi Kamnetsky adds like this. He says that there's two parts to Tzaar Balak. He says there's a part that's biblical and a part that's rabbinical. He said the Moreh Nevuchim brings a raya from Bilam, that when Bilam beat his animal, he was chastised by Shamayim for doing it. From this we see, if Bilam was chastised, he was criticized, he was punished for beating his animal, we see that it's a biblical, it's been a rice. The Torah said, the Moshe said, what did you do? Balak told him, how can you do something like that? So he said like this, he says, causing pain, someone to inflict pain on an animal, to cause his pain, that because of him it originated, that's Milarais, that's a rabbinical ordinance, a biblical ordinance. But if it has pain that you didn't bring about, you didn't cause, to alleviate it, so that's only a rabbinical ordinance. So here in the case of the cat, being that he didn't cause the pain, it's just that the cat is so up. So if he's to stop, he has to be assured that they're going to make good his monetary loss. Chanani ben Akai Shoimer, Gott sagt euch, Baruch sagt euch, Israel, deswegen sind wir uns zu einem Mischen Shinama, wenn er vorweist, Mag Zikoi, Jagdl